Technology.ie, we're at the AON Insurance sponsored conference on data security and privacy, and I'm joined by Séamus Carroll, who's head of the Data Protection Unit in the Department of Justice and Equality. Séamus, welcome to the programme.
Thanks very much.
This morning you gave a talk about the efforts that are underway in Europe to draw up new standards for data protection in Europe at a European level. We're currently operating on the basis of a directive issued in 1995, I think. Briefly, can you summarise what the current position on data protection law in the EU is, and what is the impetus then, and what are the main points that we're hoping to achieve with drawing up new standards?
Well, as you said, the standards we are operating on now date from 1995. And everything has changed since 1995. We now live in a digital economy that wasn't foreseeable back in 1995. So we have mass access to the internet, we have social networking. These are phenomena which weren't foreseen back in 1995. And there is a realisation now, quite apart from the fact that there is a new legal basis in the Lisbon Treaty for stronger standards, there is a realisation that trust and confidence in the new digital economy will depend on sufficient citizen trust, customer confidence in the services and goods that are available on the internet. The proposals that are being discussed at European level now are to improve these standards, to make them fit for purpose in a digital age.
Are we talking about new standards, or are we talking about new ways of enforcing existing principles?
We're talking about both. Some of the rights which are already enshrined in legislation are being strengthened. The idea here is to give individuals more control over their own personal data, the uses to which that data can be put in particular, and the manner in which it can be shared. These new reforms are also intended to make it easier for business to operate. Some of the formalities which currently exist are being streamlined, make it easier for business in the digital age, but a high level of data protection is the objective.
There's a perception among the public, perhaps maybe it's valid, maybe it's not, but that technology has moved so fast that current legislation and current regulation isn't adequate to keep up with it, and in particular that so much is operated on a voluntary basis, codes of practice, codes of standards, and that there isn't enforcement in relation to data protection rules. Is that a concern that's shared at official level, and are we talking about, with the new proposals, strengthening those kind of regulations?
Well, much has changed since 1995, obviously. We have seen massive technological change. We've seen new business models like cloud computing, all of them presenting their own challenges. So to an extent, there is always a risk of technology outstripping the law. The task now facing policymakers at European level is to update the law, to streamline the law to make it fit for purpose, to address these new challenges, and also to strengthen enforcement. Now, enforcement mechanisms already exist, and here in Ireland the Data Protection Commissioner is very vigilant in enforcing the standards which already exist. One of the features of the proposed reforms is an administrative fine regime, whereby the regulators, the data protection commissioners in different member states can impose hefty fines for serious breaches of the new data protection standards. So this already happens here to an extent. Breaches are reported, but there isn't any power on the part of the Data Protection Commission to impose fines. That will change when these reforms come on stream later.
Where are we at the moment in terms of a timeline for this process? Is there where do things stand at the moment, and are there dates, for example? Will submissions be sought from and consultation be engaged in with the public and with the industry?
Well, these discussions are underway for 2 years now, so there has been extensive consultation already, and indeed many submissions have been received, not just here but in the other member states. The discussions, the negotiations are moving slowly, but these are very serious issues that need to be addressed. I would expect that the progress which has been made will continue, probably with a view to reaching a decisive stage of the negotiations next year. And then obviously the implementation of the new regime will follow a year or two after that.